Now, during lockdown, lots of us have been getting a bit green-fingered, but have you ever thought about growing your own fruit and vegetables? Lots of people turning to gardening now. Well, we've got the king of gardening, no less, Alan Titchmarsh. There he is, going to show us how easy it is. Before we talk to him, let's just have a look at his new series, which starts tonight, called Grow Your Own at Home. We've got outtakes and everything, I love it.
But you look at the way they were able to relate there. Mrs Titchmarsh is going to sneeze and they laugh and they gently with her, where it would be, don't you say that to me.
Yeah. How's that been going, Alan? How has that been going? Because you don't normally work with your wife, your lovely wife, Alison.
I don't, no. It's been going incredibly well. I've been surprised, actually, that she's become a brilliant camera woman. She's now very critical of programmes on telly. That framing's not very good, you know. So, but we've got on very well. There's just been the two of us here for the last 10 weeks. So it's been great to do it together, actually, to work together. Yeah. First time ever.
Tell you what, mate, it's big pressure saying, welcome to my garden. Everybody will want to look on a gawp and high expectations, which obviously lived up to what everybody thought it is. How would you describe your garden, my friend?
Well, there's a sort of formal bit round the house which has got beds and a summer house that you can see behind me, and then it sort of spreads out into a sort of wildflower meadow with a wildlife pond. So there's a big woolly bit which occupies. I mean, it's a large garden, I admit, but it's my life and livelihood, you know. So I've got about 4 acres, but only about, I think, 3/4 of an acre is garden proper, and these sort of raised veg patches, which are the same size as, you know, you'd find in a smaller garden. It's not an enormous kitchen garden, but it's just to show people that we can all have a go. Anybody can do it. And I want to keep the magic of gardening, but get rid of the mystery and just make it easy to understand.
And so many people are talking about, you know, turning to gardens, whether, you know, you're lucky enough to have a garden or even just, you know, some herbs on a windowsill. I think there's something very comforting, isn't it? And people are talking about gardening for mental health issues is really helpful.
It has been for me. I mean, it's been my life and livelihood since I was 15. I left school early with no level in art to become a gardener, and I did an apprenticeship, and I've been growing things ever since. And for the last 10 weeks, as I say, I've been here managing this on my own, no help at all. And I don't know, it's connected me even more strongly with the earth. And I think we've all found that. We're doing lots of bits in Grow Your Own at Home, just in pots, in window boxes. You don't need masses. If you've got a doorstep, I can show you what to grow on a doorstep. And it is something about just feeling at one with nature. And we've had such blissful weather apart from strong winds that I think we've been very lucky to feel good about things that grow.
You know, you say at one with nature, and Alan, we can hardly hear you because of the bird song. It is amazing. and I asked myself the question, was it always there, or is it there because traffic is no longer there, airplanes in the sky are no longer there? It's so loud listening to those birds.
Well, there's a large bay tree by the side of me, the climbing rose going up to the eaves. It's full of house sparrows. We call it Tower Hamlets because it's always been like this. But I think the fact that the sky is clearer, the light has seemed to me over these past few weeks so much brighter and crisper. Things have shone. And I do think that this is a chance for us to reconnect, to realise what it can be like if we're not all gallivanting around, burning up petrol and our carbon footprint.
If people are going to be inspired by what they see with you tonight, and you're sitting at such a great day to be out in the garden, if you have that, or if you don't have a garden, how would you say, or what would you say to people to start themselves off on something that's almost guaranteed to work, something that's not guaranteed to fail? You know, what would you say to people?
Well, you've got to remember, Eamonn, that plants want to grow. It's up to us not to get in the way. And they only need 3 things. They need light, they need water, and they need a suitable temperature. If you've got a large pot and you sow some lettuce seeds in it and you put it on your doorstep, and you don't let it dry out completely once you've watered it for the first time. I don't mean make a paddy field, but just keep it gently moist. Lettuces will grow. You can plant tomatoes out at this time of year now, outside in a sunny spot. They will produce tomatoes, particularly in weather like this. So go for it and just look, observe, see when they're happy and when they're not, and you can tell.
Talking about being happy, you must be happy, Alan, that the garden centres have been allowed to open now, because you were very vocal about how you didn't ever think they should have been closed in the first place.
Well, it seemed to me absurd because gardening and growing things is essential. not least if you think of the consequences. If garden centres weren't opened at all, and fortunately they've been open now a couple of weeks, thank God, this is our prime time for selling plants. Nurseries, growers would have gone out of business. That would have meant that next year we would have had to import far more. We were in danger, and we're still in danger, we're not out of the woods yet, of a third of our growers going out of business. That means we have to import. It increases our carbon footprint. It risks pests and diseases coming in from overseas. If you think it through, it's potentially disastrous. So hopefully we're just clinging on with our fingertips at the moment. Go and patronise your local nursery.
Yeah, and if you are going to, very briefly, if you are going to go and patronise your local garden centre, what would you be buying? What would you say to people you should be planting now?
Get yourself some summer bedding plants, give you a bit of colour, even if it's only in a pottery window box. Things like nicotianas, tobacco plants, petunias, even French marigolds if you like them. You can plant tomatoes out now, you can sow salads, you can just make sure you water all your pots. Things are drying out terribly rapidly at this time of year, sometimes twice a day you're watering when the weather's like this, but enjoy it. Go out there, get something that you love that'll make you feel good, and you'll realise then the benefits to us all of growing things.
And just in 10 seconds, what will you and Alison bring us tonight? What's the taster tonight on the programme?
I shall be sowing radishes. I shall be starting off the patch. David Dominy, Francis Tophill and Katie Rushworth, all in their own individual gardens, doing things for gardens and plots and windowsills and doorsteps of all sizes.
Good man.
Great.
Grow your own at home with Alan and Alison. 8:30 tonight on ITV. Thank you very much
Alan.
indeed. Good luck, Alan.